What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of MIDI34 Gaming. It's been a while since I made a gameplay video. Lots happened since then. I've since joined the Creep Squad family, Creep family for life. Feuded with Grim Creepers, Creepy Hollow. What's up to everybody there? Today we got a special gameplay video for you for Bray Wyatt, the new face of fear. Figured I'd make this since a lot of people picked him up in the last Player's Choice selection. He's, in my opinion, he's one of the best kept secrets in the game. We're going to show you all about Bray Wyatt today. So let's go right to the moves for Bray Wyatt. You should run him with his purple finisher and then run him with the two red moves. His purple finisher, Sister Abigail, deals 14,596 plus 1250 bonus damage for every purple gem. His red moves, the running clothesline, level 10, great move. Choose 3 gems to make it a trap gems. Okay, if broken by your opponent, deal 3827 damage and make 4 random gems into silence gems. Even more importantly, if broken by you, deal 4,114 damage and make 2 random gems into purple gems. And his second red move, the Lariat Clothesline, deal 9,031 damage, make 5 green gems into purple gems. There are a couple setups you can run here with Bray. This one I found to be the most effective. I'll show you a secondary setup here after we get to the first one. Okay, so with that being said, we go to the trainers. You want to run him with Sting at preferably at 5K, which we have, and Jinder Mahal, who creates 3 more trap gems, which makes 6 trap gems for the red move. It's a deadly combination. So we're going to take a look here. Let's go to the board and smash some gems. Here we go. We're going to, of course, as always, we are going to go up against The Rock here in the tour. And get to The Rock here on the Superstar Tour Hard last level Albuquerque. And let's go all the way to The Rock here at the very end. Okay, so with Bray Wyatt, new face of fear, we are going to, of course, look for the red match first. Hopefully we can get one here on the first turn. And let's see what we get on the board. All right, there's our red match there. Get that red match. You want to try and keep as many purple gems on the board as you can because that's going to come into play later. So let's make our red match there. Let's see what The Rock does. All right, he goes for his yellow. That loads both of our red moves. So looking at the board, we got at least 5 green gems on the board. It's probably going to cause a pin. So we want to use our trap gems. But let's just see what happens here if we use our create purple gems move. All right, now the biggest thing to look here for on the trap gem move, since we get to make 6, is either a 5-match or a 4-match. Because on a 4-match or a 5-match, we can trigger all 6 trap gems and just completely flood the board with purple, which generally is very deadly. So we have one down here. It's actually nice because when you run this, it'll eliminate this entire row, and then it creates the purple gems on everything that's remaining. So let's run this here. Let's see it. And you want to set it up so that you destroy all of the gems in the row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what that will do when we trigger it is it will send 12 purple gems onto the board, which generally is very deadly. So let's see what happens here. And that should create enough of our pin, 51,000. He's probably not kicking out of that. So you see just how deadly he really is. I mean, he's a well-kept secret. I don't know if he's top tier, but he's definitely top 2nd tier. Okay, he's a really solid character. Now there is an alternate setup here for Bray Wyatt, but I mean the key is to trigger as many of the trap gems as you can. Now what I'm going to show you here is hopefully a circumstance where we don't necessarily trigger all of the trap gems on one turn, but on successive turns and create a monster cascade. So let's give it another shot here, and we will trigger a cascade here. Hopefully we can get it. Let's see what pops up on the board here. All right, so we got our red match there. We'll take that, take our red match, and see what happens here. All right, so we want to always trigger the purple gems first, okay, especially when we get hit hard on the first turn. That'll create some purple gems. Okay, now what we want to do is try and set this up here so that we can get, we'll set 3 trap gems on the first match, and then we'll set the rest of them on the purple gems so that when it cascades, you'll see exactly what happens. So let's do this. Let's take a yellow match away from the rock, and then we will place these on purple gems. Hopefully we can create a cascade for that. So we'll trigger this, and you see how it creates the cascades there. 1. Now the good thing is our finisher will trigger 14,596 plus 1375 bonus damage for every purple gem. So we have quite a few purple gems. Should be enough to destroy the rock here. We'll use it, and his finisher is almost as deadly as that last move. And we did about 32,000. Should be enough to pin the rock. So that's honestly the best setup that we can do for Bray. But there is an alternate. If you don't have Jinder Mahal, a lot of people don't have Jinder Mahal to trigger the extra trap gems. So there's actually another way that we can set up Bray Wyatt, and we'll show you how that works here. If this would ever load. I really like Bray. I mean, I use him for all my dailies. He's a fun character to use. He's one of the most fun characters that I have in the game. I use him for the colored daily, each day of the week. He's just fun. I mean, he's a very quick character, and he does a lot of damage. The cascades are fun. So let's take a look here at an alternate setup for Bray Wyatt, New Face of Fear. Go back to the menu here, and we'll show you the alternate setup. So we'll go back to our roster. We'll go to Bray Wyatt, New Face of Fear. And the alternate setup that you can run with him is, if you don't have Jinder, you can run him with Daniel Bryan. And, he's not nearly as effective, but he's still a solid character nonetheless. So what that will do is that will create 9 green gems. And it says here that it'll make 6 random gems into purple, but it doesn't. That doesn't work, unfortunately, for the trap gem move. But, we still get the 3 trap gems. So we'll run this and see how he turns out. So let's go to the rock again. And let's see what we can do with Bray Wyatt here. And run to the rock. Again, you're looking for the red match on the first turn, because that will trigger everything else. And then generally what it does is it loads the board with purple gems so that you can run the finisher. Okay, so here is our red match. We got it. And there's actually a decent amount of green gems, so we're going to get a pretty good amount of purple gems. So run it makes 9 gems into green gems, or from green to purple. Okay, does a good job. We'll set up that second move. And he's a much slower character when you run him this way, but he's still pretty solid. So again, we want to create these 3 trap gems, which will create purple gems on the board. So we'll run that and see what happens. And then we have a nice amount of purple gems on the board here for the next turn. Let's run this. Should be able to get us a pin with all the bonus green, purple gems. And we did 31,000 there. So again, he's not as deadly with this setup, but still a solid character regardless with the Daniel Bryan / Sting setup. So let's go just to recap. The best setup that you can do with Bray Wyatt, New Face of Fear, is run him purple, red, red with 5k Sting and 5k Jinder. And you just go to town with the trap gems. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. There's plenty more to come. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We just hit 100 subscribers this week. We're going to have a lot of good content coming up. And don't forget to smash some gems.